3. Good morning.
Good morning.
And good evening for some.
Very good.
How was the weekend?
Everything is okay.
Excellent.
Excellent. Perfect.
Perfect. How about my weekend?
Yes, your weekend is good.
Oh, that's right. We spent the weekend together. Okay. All right. Welcome to English Pronunciation Practice. And it's showtime. Okay. Everyone has their English thinking cap on today.
Yes.
And we're going to talk English, American English, for a little while. Okay. Today's subject is distance driving. And Reese is going to start off first with
Monday, July 27th, 2020.
excellent. And what's today's subject?
Distance driving.
Good. Okay. And let's go over a couple of the terms we're going to use.
We rent a car,
Yeah.
so we need to drive and go New York.
Yeah. Okay. Gonna go to New York. What, New York State or upstate or Long Island or what? New York City. Okay.
New York City.
The 5 boroughs of New York City. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. New York City. Okay. All right. So what's the first term?
Mileage.
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 Good.
Like a mileage.
Not mileage. Not manager.
Oh, manager.
That's manager. Mileage.
Mileage.
Oh,
mileage.
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 Good.
Miles.
Miles. Miles. Mileage.
Miles. Mileage. Kilometers.
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 Right. Kind of make that T a little D. Kilometers.
Kilometers. Kilometers.
I mean, no one says kilometers, right? Kilometers.
Kilometers.
Distance.
Distance.
Don't need the stressors now. Maybe I'll put them on tomorrow, but okay, so let's do these again. Distance driving.
Distance driving. Distance. Kilometers. Miles. Mileage.
Good. Caught yourself. Okay, excellent. Okay, one more time. Distance driving. Mileage. Miles. Kilometers. Kilometers. Distance. Distance. Okay, you want to try some sentences?
Okay.
All right, ready? So ask me a question.
How many miles is it from Washington, D.C. to New York City?
Okay, Reese is asking me a question. She asked me, how many miles is it from Washington, D.C. to New York City? And I'm going to answer, I don't know, but it's about 4 hours drive with no traffic. That's what I do know. Okay. I don't know, but it's about a 4-hour drive with no traffic. Okay, that's what I do know. Okay. So Reese wants to know what? She wants to know mileage. Okay, so
let's figure out the mileage.
Let's figure out the mileage. Okay. So we know that it's about a 4-hour drive with no traffic. Okay. So then what else do we need to know? I average about 65 miles per hour. That's how fast I drive. I average. Okay. So that makes it roughly 250 miles. Okay.
Oh, that's about 640 kilometers.
About 640 kilometers distance. Okay.
Oh, that's about 640 kilometers distance.
Yeah. Okay. See how that works? Okay. This is unusual for Reese mentioned that in China you just look at the mileage, but sometimes when you're traveling, if you don't know the mileage, you don't have a computer, you don't have some way to look at the mileage, the distance. Well, how long? You ask somebody, how long does it take to drive there? About 10 hours, 1 hour, whatever that is. And how fast do you drive normally? What's your average speed? I don't know. 100 kilometers per hour, whatever it is. Okay. All right. So let's go over this again, and I'll repeat each one and then quickly as in conversation. All right. Distance driving. Mileage. Mileage. Miles. Miles. Kilometers. Kilometers. Distance. Distance. How many miles is it from Washington, D.C. to New York City? How many miles is it from Washington, D.C. to New York City?
How far away?
How far is it?
How far is it?
Yeah.
How far is it? DC.
From D.C. to New York.
How far?
How far is it? I don't know. Driving, it takes me about 4 hours.
How many
No
miles?
traffic.
How far?
How many miles? I don't know. Let's try to figure it out.
How long?
How long? Yeah. Okay. Well, it takes me about 4 hours. So, and then you would, well, how fast do you drive?
So if I have question about its mileage. So
mileage, right. I don't know the mileage. I don't know how many, I don't remember. Okay.
I just how far away? How long?
Far is it? Yeah.
How many miles?
It's about a 4-hour drive with no traffic. Okay. And then you want more details. So you want to figure out the mileage. So you say, well, how fast do you drive? What's your average speed? About 65, 55, 65. Driving the speed limit, it takes longer. Okay. About 5 hours probably. Okay. How many miles is it from Washington, D.C. to New York? I don't know, but it's about 4 hour, but I'm sorry. I don't know, but it's about a 4-hour drive with no traffic. Okay, let me do that one again. I don't know, but it's about a 4-hour drive with no traffic. Let's figure out the mileage.
Figure out.
Let's figure it out.
What's it mean?
Let's work it out. A figure. I want a number. A figure.
Figure out.
This is a figure here. Okay. This is a figure here. Okay. Let's figure out the mileage.
Let's figure out the mileage.
Mileage in miles and kilometers. Okay. All right. I average about, I'm giving you more information now. I average about 65 miles per hour. So that makes it roughly 250 miles. Okay.
I average.
What? Okay. That's about 640 kilometers distance. Okay. Any questions about this lesson? If you have any questions, please just type them in really quick. We can answer them right away live while we're doing the show. Okay. Doing the lesson. Or any questions from last week or last month or whatever, any of our lessons, just stick it in, or even words you're having trouble with. Okay, we're going to make another pass here. All right, so we're going to do some distance driving. Okay?
Distance driving.
Yeah, okay. Let's dig into that. Mileage.
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 Good. Miles.
Miles.
Kilometers.
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 Good. I want to hear that R at the end. Distance.
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 Good. How many miles is it from Washington, D.C. to New York City?
How many miles is it from Washington, D.C. to New York City?
Good. I don't know, but it's about a 4-hour drive with no traffic.
I don't know, but it's about a 4-hour drive with no traffic.
Good. I understand that.
Thank you.
Let's figure out the mileage.
Let's figure out the mileage.
Okay. I average about 65 miles per hour. I drive 65, about, roughly.
Average.
Okay. I average about 65 miles per hour. So that makes it roughly 250 miles.
I average about 65 miles per hour.
Or you could say 65 miles an hour.
65 miles per hour. So that makes it roughly 250 miles.
Yeah, 250 miles.
250 miles.
That's about 640 kilometers distance.
That's about 640 kilometers distance.
Yeah, you can say 640 or 640.
640 kilometers distance. Distance.
You could also say 640 kilometers of distance, in distance. Okay, all are correct. Okay, all right. Any questions? I don't see any questions here. Okay, all right. Let's make another pass here. Okay, distance driving. Okay, distance. Distance. Mileage. Mileage. Miles. Miles. Kilometers. Kilometers. I'm not really using the T at the end. I'm changing it into a little D. Kilometers.
Kilometers.
Kilometers. Kilometers.
Kilometers.
Okay.
Kilometers.
Instead of saying kilometers, I'm saying kilometers.
Kilometers.
Quickly, as in conversation. Okay.
Mileage.
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 Good.
Kilometers.
Miles.
Miles.
Distance.
Distance.
Okay, that's easy.
Kilometers.
Kilometers. You can say kilometers. Kilometers.
Kilometer.
Yeah.
This
What?
What's difficult? Kilometers.
Why? I don't know why.
Kilometers.
Okay. Just keep practicing. Make it easy.
Sometimes I ask you, so I don't understand. I need to ask you what I use this sentence as.
How do I form a sentence? Because in English, you can form different sentence. It'll have the same subject maybe and the same verb, but the verb will change. You can form it, put different words to say the same thing. Okay, that's the crazy thing about English. So what does that mean? That means you have to remember more. Okay.
I just know this distance.
Right.
I need to know the kilometers and the miles, and sometimes you tell me 1 hour.
Yeah,
15 minutes.
Yeah. So the Reese is saying this drives her crazy when she says, "Well, how long does it take to get to?" She wants to know the mileage. She wants to know how many miles from one place to another. And I say, I don't know. I just know it takes an hour to drive there, 10 hours, 2 days, whatever. Okay. So not recently, but we drove across the United States, and we did it, and we started on a Tuesday, and we ended up in the morning early, and then we ended up across the country on Thursday evening around 10 o'clock at home. So we had to average about 900 miles per day. So that was all I thought about, was didn't know, matter how long it took, if we stopped for lunch, if it was an hour, for 10 minutes, I just focused on driving 900 miles in that day. Okay. If we drove more, if I felt good and we were having a good time and we drove more, great. Okay. But we needed to drive at least 900 miles a day if we wanted to get. So that's how I work. But you wanted to know, like the exact how many miles, and then you figure out everything else. Yeah. So that's fine. I work in time.
You just tell me the time.
How long does it take? Because time is the most important thing for people, I think. It's how you spend your time. Okay. All right. 250 miles can read to 250 miles. I'm not sure I understand the question. So someone's asking 250 miles can read to 250 miles. You could say 250. How many miles is it? 250. Okay. 250. But if you say, like, remember with dollars, remember, what is that TV? Is it 144.22? $144.22? Or is it, are you talking about a house? 144, 144,000. Okay. All right. Okay. So, but to answer your question, okay, you could say, so that makes it roughly 250. What? 250 what? Miles, kilometers? Okay, so I just said 250 in miles, yeah. But this is the correct way to say it. The number, you could just say, how many miles is it? 250. Or you could say 250. So I hope that answers your question. Okay. How many kilometers? 640, 640. Okay. If you want to be positive and you know that a larger number is negative, you'd say 640. Okay. But if you say 640, you're made it big. Okay. Okay. So you're trying to convince someone that it's okay, because if she focuses on this, no, I don't want to drive 640. Just 640. 640 kilometers? Wow. Okay. You see what I mean? So there's also a method. There's a way of speaking, to minimize or maximize, not just your tone, but how you say the word too. So how you would quote that number, how you would say that number, 250. How much is that house? 250. You see what I mean? If you say, oh, that house is $250,000, how much is that in renminbi? My goodness, we got to multiply it by 7 or what? Do you understand? No, 250. Okay.
I don't understand.
Yeah, you do. 250. How much is that house? 250. 250 what? $250? No, $250,000.
Sometimes I don't understand. I say, just
right.
tell me, just write it down. Right.
Okay. All right. Hopefully that answers your question. But remember, numbers and sales, they get all mixed up. So you try to minimize negatives and maximize positives. That's only 250. I want to buy that house. It's only 250. Okay. Distance driving. Mileage, miles, kilometers, distance. How many miles is it from Washington, D.C. to New York City? I don't know, but it's about a 4-hour drive with no traffic. That's good information. Let's figure out the mileage. Oh, my wife wants to know the mileage. Okay. All right. Well, I average about 65 miles per hour on average. So that makes it roughly 250 miles. Okay. That's about 640 kilometers. distance. Okay, so we have 250. 250 miles. No, that's kind of confusing. 250 miles. You would say 250 miles, or how many miles? 250. Okay, so someone's asking, I think 250 miles can be read as 250 miles. That can be misunderstood. Okay, 250. Everyone knows 250. Okay, this is that figure. Okay. Everyone also knows 250. Okay, but if you say 250 miles, that's like 50 and another 50. 250 miles. It's kind of confusing. So this is more correct. 250, you would say 250 miles, or how many miles? 250. Without the miles, without putting the word miles. So you just say, it's roughly makes it 250 or 250. Okay? How many miles? 250. Okay? Do you understand that? Yes? Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay. So when you use the word miles, you say 250. 250, right? Miles. How many miles? 250. Or if you're just going to answer in one number, you would say, if I ask you, how many miles? 250. Or 250. Both are correct. But if you say 250 miles, that's incorrect. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Little weird things about how we communicate back and forth. American English is different, and these are the little, real life situation things that can be misunderstood. Numbers, I had no idea that, I spend my life, saying numbers a certain way in certain situations, and that could be totally misunderstood. Okay, it's really, really important.
I hope you just one more time again and normally.
Okay.
You normally? Okay.
Okay, we mean slowly or just in conversation?
Conversation.
Okay, Reese wants me to make another pass. Distance driving. Mileage. Miles. Kilometers. Distance. How many miles is it from Washington, D.C. to New York City? I don't know, but it's about a 4-hour drive with no traffic. Let's figure out the mileage. I average about 65 miles per hour, or an hour. So that makes it roughly 250 miles. Okay. That's about 640 kilometers. Or how many kilometers is that? 640. Or 640. That's about 640 kilometers distance. Okay. Got it?
Got it.
Okay. If you have any questions, by all means, just send it in. Okay. Thank you so much. We'll see you next time. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. You can take your caps off now. No more English. Please practice. Get out and go talk with people. Put your mask on and go talk with people. Not too long indoors. Try to do it outdoors. It's safer. And just step right into those English conversations. If they're talking too fast, say, please, I'm learning English. Please talk just a little slower. Could you please talk a little slower? I'm learning English. Okay.
Please talk a little slower.
If they won't do it, could I speak to a manager, please? Okay. Yes. Hi. My name is Chris. I'm learning Mandarin. Could you please talk slowly? I'm trying to buy this item. I need a black pen. Do you have a black pen? Okay. We have black pens down this aisle. Okay. I don't know. It's too fast. Please talk slower. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, have a great day. Have a great evening. We'll see you next time.
See you next time. Enjoy your day.
Enjoy your day.
Bye,
Bye.
everybody.
Bye.